Well, I'm not sure where it goes, but it goes somewhere, right?
Well, hello and welcome back to the Bikepacking Dads YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, I'm still alive. Not too many adventures, I'm sad to say, but we've got some plans for this year. I've got a few dates in the calendar that my wife has kindly set aside, so if she's watching this, thank you. But today it's going to be a short video and we're going to be looking at a product that was sent to me by Airbank. So I know what you're thinking. You're going to be really nice about it, you got it for free, but no, I'll be honest. If it's good, I'll tell you. If it's bad, I'll tell you. There'll be no bias. It's important, I think, when you're reviewing a product, especially if someone else might go out and buy it based on your review, that you're honest about it, because, I mean, if you're watching this, you've probably been out there in the back end of nowhere and had a flat tyre. This is the Airbank Pocket 2 Pro tyre inflator. Now, some of the stats that came through on the email, and if you look it up online and things like that and check the product description out, they seem pretty good. You know, 3 or 4 uses per charge, 30 minutes charge from empty on a USB-C charger, so really handy if you're out and about and you're carrying a power bank, you can charge it up overnight. Saves you carrying 2 or 3 CO2 canisters, saves you, well, do you know what, truth be told, I would probably still carry a little pump just in case, but the plan would be to go to this from now on. But it all depends how it performs, how easy it is to use, how that battery life is, how accurate is it. But to be fair, unless you've got a really fancy little hand pump, how accurate are you really being with your pressures? Unless it's got a really specific gauge on it. But this has a digital LCD display and it says within plus or minus 1 PSI when it comes to accuracy. So all the stats seem pretty good. So first things first, we need to unbox it, see what's inside, and then we're gonna go to testing it. I'm gonna set a few bikes up in the bike room next door. We're going to look at a road tyre, obviously less volume, tubeless road tyre it'll be for my road bike. And then we will look at my big fat mountain bike tyres, which is also press to valve, but tubeless also, so a lot more volume, just to see what the kind of performance is, how many uses are we getting out of a full charge. Without further ado, me, you, this box, let's get it open, let's see what's inside, see what we're dealing with. Okay, let's get into it, see what's inside and see what it's looking like, because that's what we're all here for. So let's do it. We're in. Okay, was there some instructions? Yes, there was. Instruction booklet, always good. We've got some sort of bag. I mean, it's better than no bag. I don't think it's fully waterproof, but it's better than a poke in the eye. And I mean, that's it. That's the size of it there. 130 grams apparently, so not breaking the bank when it comes to weight. And first impressions, I mean, it looks nice, it feels nice, it feels heavy enough and robust enough. It doesn't feel plasticky and tacky. First concern, I would quite like some sort of cover on that. If you are out and about in the sticks and it's absolutely tipping it down and you can't get under cover, then I wouldn't want any water ingress into there. I've got the LCD screen, I've got a power button, a plus button and a minus button, which I imagine is for your pressure. And then I've got the nozzle for charging. So this looks like it unscrews. I did have a quick glance at the instructions online before I got in. So yeah, unscrews, all the parts feel quite nice, well made. This little rubber insert here, actually, I'll take that out and show you. So when it's this way around, small hole to the front, that's for your Presta, turn it round and rotate it, and that's for your Schrader, and then there's another tiny little bit, some sort of pillar that needs to go in here for the Schrader valve. But for now I'm going to keep it on the Presta setting and put all that back together. Let's get into the rest of the box and see what attachments it comes with. So here we go. It's actually quite a nice little clean setup in there. And I'm just going to tip everything out, why not? Let's go for it, see what we've got. Try not to lose anything. I've got a spare O-ring seal, should you damage the one that's there. I believe this is the press to valve converter. I've got a ball inflator, should I be playing football when I'm out and about on my trips. Most likely that's going to get used for the kids at home, if I'm being honest. We've got a spare rubber insert, should you damage or lose the one that I just showed you that's already inside the nozzle. Yeah, and we've got like an extension cable, basically an air hose. So if you don't want to mount it directly to, if you don't want to mount this directly to your valve, you can pop this in. Here we go. and that's where your spare O-ring rubber seal is, right there, if you need it. Pop that in there. Job's a good one. Unscrew that. We've got a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, which is ideal. The power bank I run is an Anker power bank, and it has a USB-C output, so that will work. Yeah, that'll work perfectly. It's the same setup I've got for the GoPro when I'm out and about and charging batteries overnight. And this tiny little golden pillar here is what I was talking about earlier. So if you have taken this bit out because you've got a Schrader valve and you've rotated it, this little pillar drops in here, and then you would turn that to the Schrader side, screw it in, and then you'd be good to go for a Schrader valve. But most of my bikes are Presta, so that's what I'm going to focus on first. But all in all, initial impressions, very good. The stuff that it comes with, nice. I like the fact that it's got this little silicone kind of case on it as well. I don't see any reason why you would not use that for a bit of extra protection, a bit of waterproofing. This is my only concern. I mean, it might not be end of the world, but I would probably, if I was taking it out on a big trip, I'd probably try and fashion some sort of cover for that. But proof is in the pudding, so I'm going to go and put this on charge. It says a full charge, which should be 3 to 4 uses depending on tyre size, in 30 minutes via a USB-C charge. So let's go and put it on. I'll come back to you, and then we will go and do some test runs with it. Okay, 30 minutes later, here we have it. So let's switch it on. I'll try and hold it up to the camera, but I've got 3 buttons. The top one is the power on, the middle one is the plus button, and the bottom one's a minus button. So I imagine that's just to increase or decrease what pressure you'd like it at, whether it's PSI or bar. So let's hold it in. Just like that. So if I hold that to the camera, you can see it's reading 110 PSI, and it's got the 3 bars of battery at the bottom. If you don't like PSI, you can have it to bar by just pressing the plus and minus button together, apparently. So can I do this? There you go, bar. 115 is massive pressure. You're talking road bike with tubes. All my bikes are tubeless now, so my gravel bike's running, I think it's 650 by 45. The road bike's 700 with 28s on but tubeless, and the mountain bike is 27.5s by like 2.3 or something. So I've got quite a variety of different bikes through there. It'll be interesting to see what the battery life is. We'll try and go like, yeah, we'll try and do like 1 full inflation on each of those type of bikes, different types of tyre, different widths, different sizes, to see how the battery life holds up. It says plus or minus 1 when it comes to accuracy on PSI, which is pretty good if I'm being honest, because you're going to struggle to get that unless you've got an extremely fancy hand pump. If the battery life holds up and it inflates in a decent amount of time, this is going to be going in the bag. So let's go next door, we'll set up some simulated flat tyres and see how it performs. Okay, here we are. We're in the bike room. We've got all the bikes. We've got the mountain bike, we've got the gravel bike, I've got the road bike on the trainer behind me, and then we've got all the bike packing stuff. But we're here to test this. So first bike we're going to work on is my mountain bike. We're running 27.5 by 2.3 tubeless setup. So I'm going to let this tyre down, and then we're going to put it up to 35 PSI, see what that does to the battery life, and see how long it takes. So I'm going to get on with that. I'll speed up all the bits where I'm faffing with the bike. Let's do it. Okay, I think we can agree we're pretty flat, okay? We're going to switch it on. I've got it to PSI, I'm going to hold this button down, I'm going to go all the way down. And in fact, I'm going to go to 40 PSI instead of 35, just see what it does to the battery. So 40 PSI, right, let's see how this goes on. Now, one little concern I do have is tubeless setups, obviously you've got sealant in there, so I'd definitely be trying to inflate from the top so that all the sealant's at the bottom, because I wouldn't want to get a load of sealant in here and have it all grubby and have to do a big cleanup job on it. So it should just push on, hopefully. Okay. And then it says press the on button, so I'll locate that. On. Now, it's not the quietest thing in the world, so volume down. This took about 90 seconds. 0 PSI to 40 PSI on a tyre of that size. I still think that's a pretty impressive performance. So, yeah, not bad at all. Let's see what it does to the battery. I'm telling you right now, it was super easy and it's definitely quicker than using a hand pump. So yeah, obviously there's quite a bit of vibration with it when you use it, obviously because of the pump, and that generates a little bit of heat into the actual valve itself. So be wary of that, especially if you're doing a road tyre and it's, you know, quite a lot of PSI and it's on there for a while. Careful when you touch this. It's not super hot, but it's warm. So I mean, that's us down 1 bar on the battery to do a fairly decent sized volume tyre. So that's the first one. I do have down here, I've actually got the rear wheel off the road bike because it's on the turbo trainer behind me. So I'm going to let this down, and this is a tubeless setup also. Press the valve, we're going to put this up to 76 PSI, and yeah, we'll just keep on rolling and see what the battery does. So I'll get this one set up, let's do it. Road bike tyre, tubeless setup, flat, roadside flat, still saying 2 bars, and I'm going to bump this up to 76 PSI. There we go, 76. I'm going to pop it on. I'm going to actually get my finger ready on the on button this time, I think, so I don't make a mess of it. Push it on nice and firm. So we've got a smaller tyre, less volume, still tubeless, higher pressure though. This took just over a minute to inflate. Felt pretty quick, dead easy to use. Okay, first thing to say, it was quicker than the mountain bike, but smaller tyre, so that makes sense. Second thing to say, that is very hot. Yeah, pretty warm. So definitely something to be wary of. That is in the instructions though, and it does say to watch for that. So yeah, pretty hot. But with the amount of work it's doing, the amount of air it's putting in, and obviously whatever fan or motors in there to get the air in and the vibration that goes with it, it kind of makes sense that it's warm. So I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? It's not getting your hand hot, because obviously when you're holding it from the bottom and putting a bit of pressure up the way, or whichever direction you're doing it. But I mean, that's so far so good. Let's have a look at this battery life. It's dropped down to 1 bar. So 2 tyres, and it's cost a bar of battery per tyre at the moment. I'm pretty impressed, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's get the gravel bike out. See if we can get one more full inflation out of this on that bike up there. Okay, well, I'll sort these bikes out. If this video has been helpful to you and you're interested in the pump, check the link in the description, you'll get 5% off with the code. And if you're looking for any other product reviews, especially bags and things like that, go and check the channel out, it's all right there. Ta-da! Here she is, my baby. If you've watched any of my bike packing trips, this is the bike that it's been done on most of the time. Yeah, it's 27.5 by 1.75, so what's that? It's about 650 by 45-ish, I think. Tubeless setup again. I'll listen to it. I mean, I love it, my friends hate it. It is what it is. We're here to see if the final bar of battery on this can inflate this tyre from flat. So I'm going to go again to 40 PSI. So that's the situation we're in. Let's get it on and let's hit it. It sounds like it's dying a little bit. Okay, towards the end, it sounded like it was dying a little bit. I'm going to switch it off, and I'm going to switch it back on. It's at 40 again. So I'm going to put it back on. I'm pretty sure that finished it, but just to see what it does. Oh, stand by. Okay, so that's the battery done. So it was reading 32 PSI when it finished, so it's not got all the way up to the full 40. On a full charge, we've got huge volume, and that, I mean, that's a big tyre, right? It's not a big 29, but it's a 27.5 by 2.3 on the yellow bike there. We've got the road tyre, 700 by 28, up to 76 PSI, and we've got this from flat to 32, which is more than rideable, plenty enough for a tubeless gravel bike. All tubeless setups, big volume, tiny little machine, 30-minute charge time. It weighs 130 grams, super easy to use for your Presta valves. I did do a little demonstration earlier on. Basically, if you want to do a Schrader valve, you take this off. I'll come a bit closer. We're going to take this little rubber seal out here, rotate it round, and then you put the little golden pillar in there, screw it all back together, and it's the same situation, just press it on. I mean, I'm pretty impressed. Would I love to have got 3 uses out of it? Yes, but according to the stats on the company's website and things like that, for the size tyres that I was doing, 2 3/4 full uses. Yeah, I think it's pretty fair. If I was running this bike on its own and I got 3, I think I'd get 3 full uses, no bother, potentially 4. So all in all, pretty impressed, but I'll do a proper breakdown when I sit back at the table. Let's get a cup of tea and do a little conclusion. Nice bit of kit though. Well, that's it. Let's sum this bad boy up, because all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's really good. And I'm not just saying that because it was sent to me for free. It does what it says on the tin. Stats, 130 grams, not that big, pretty lightweight. I reckon you're going to get, depending on what kind of tyres you're running, big mountain bike tyres, you're probably going to get 2 full uses out of it. Anything smaller than that, you're probably looking at 3, and I reckon a road bike, tubeless, you're probably looking at 4. Half an hour recharge time, which I've confirmed again because I've recharged it since using it. Super easy to operate, whether it be Presto or Schrader. I know I did say I would do a Schrader valve and I forgot, so apologies, but we have talked through. Basically, you just take this little bit off here, you flip the rubber kind of grommet thing inside around, and then, yeah, pop the pillar in and you're good to go. You set it to the pressure you want, you press and hold it on, press the on button. It automatically switches off when it reaches the target pressure so that you can't overinflate. And I mean, yeah, it's a really good little bit of kit. It's going to charge on the same cables I use to charge my GoPro when I'm out and about. So if I'm rocking the power bank, I know I've got something to charge it on. And for the space it's going to take up and the extra weight I'm going to carry, it's definitely going to make the list. So would I recommend it? Yes. What would I give it out of 10? I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10. And the only reason it's not getting higher, I would like a little bit more protection on the charging port there. There is a sign on the top that reads, please protect it with waterproof bag from rain and sweat. So they have recognised that, and it also has a high temperature nozzle, which is what we spoke about, I think. After you've pumped up your tyre, the actual valve can get a little bit hot. So all in all, a solid 8 out of 10, a great bit of kit. I'll definitely be taking it on my trips with me. And yeah, the accuracy, plus or minus 1 PSI. You're not getting anywhere near that accurate with a hand pump at the side of the road. Very happy with it, so thanks to the folk at Airbank who sent this out. I do have a referral link and a code which I will put down below. I think it'll get you like 5% off. But yeah, if you've thought about these like I did for a long time and decided to put it off because you were happy with your CO2 or your hand pump and you were a bit wary about how good they would be, this seems a really solid bit of kit and I would definitely recommend it. So there we have it. I'll not say any more. And if anyone's got any questions or anything I've not covered and things like that, throw some comments down below and let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you. Right, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.